Good evening, race fans. Welcome to the Fairbury Speedway here in Fairbury, Illinois, where tonight the GForce Racing League Renegades Division, presented by Strickland's GM, will for the first time with the 360 wing sprint cars tackle the Fairbury Speedway, and you're going to see live coverage of it here tonight on GForce TV. My name is Steve Ovens saying welcome to our live coverage here tonight, presented by Strickland's GM in Brantford, Ontario, Canada. Again, my name is Steve Ovens. I'll be calling the action for you all night long tonight. We've got Brad Ovens, our executive producer from 39 Productions, in his studio, manning all the buttons, making everything look and sound just perfect here tonight for you. And this is going to be an exciting night, and it's going to be a night, you know, this is going to remind you a lot of NASCAR drivers that go to Bristol. Bristol, things happen fast. It's a short bull ring track. Tempers are going to flare tonight. There's going to be a lot of incidents, no doubt. And it is going to be really interesting to see what happens here tonight with these drivers competing here at the Fairbury Speedway for the first time. Now, we're going to show you something a little bit different, and we're going to get to show it to you right here in heat race number 1. As we're going to go on the track. I'm going to hop aboard the 39 Productions GForce TV sponsored number 61. And we're going to go around the Fairbury Speedway for just a couple of laps to show you how they get it done here at Fairbury. Before we do that, we'll get the starting lineup set for you here and tell you who's starting where. So let's go ahead and do that. Starting on the pole here in this very first heat race is going to be Ross Carinta aboard car number 10 out of Fisher, Minnesota. Starting along his outside in car number 5 is going to be Donovan Ross out of Burlington, Washington. Row 2 to the inside is going to be the driver out of Burleson, Texas. That's Kevin Fry, the racing guy. He'll start third alongside Trevor Graybow in car number 110 out of Rochester, Minnesota. Kyle Moonen in the 24 will start 5th out of Lima, Ohio, starting alongside car number 86, that's Alex Hanna, transfer out of the Rebels race here tonight. Your 4th row is going to be the 513 of Jeffrey Barker, starting alongside the 36 of Barry Goldner. And then we've got the 39 Productions, Turn 5 Media, GForce TV number 61 out here to give you a couple laps around the Fairbury Speedway and show you what it's all about. So, things happen fast here. Pace laps are very fast here at Fairbury. All initial starts are on the green lights off turn 4, and we take those. Green flag is in the air for our very first heat race of the night. We're going to let Barry Goldner by and let him do his thing. And then we're going to show you about Fairbury Speedway. Now, this is a racetrack that you've got 2 very distinct lines you can run. You can run all the way to the outside lane like we're going to do here. And boy, that wall can really creep up on you in a hurry here at Fairbury. It's very, very tight here. And you don't want to catch that right rear up against the wall. Now, the other line that you can run is to back it way down and come down on the bottom and run right along those tractor tires. And as the racetrack wears out, you don't want to hit those tires. That's what's going to happen. It's going to upset the car like no other. But if you can get the momentum going and stay nice and clean and consistent on the bottom, you can have a really good run here at the Fairbury Speedway. Let's take you back to the action around the racetrack right now, as it is Donovan Ross showing the way out front aboard car number 5. That, of course, is the Verdine Racing, Sim Racing. Oh, and you see, he just caught the right rear up against the wall. He wall rides it down the back straightaway, and your race leader is in trouble. And I think he broke the race car. Yes, we've got 2 laps to go here. That gives the lead to Trevor Graybow in car number 110. Graybow on the back straight, or he'll come down to take the white flag. White flag is out here for Graybow. Down the back stretch he goes and into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. So it's going to be Trevor Graybow who picks up the win here in car number 110, the Vanderbilt Race Cars. BuyOil.com, Wagaman Brothers sponsored ride. Second across the line here is going to be Alex Hanna in the 86. Kyle Moonen and Kevin Fry will be your final transfer cars here out of this very first heat race. So that's a little bit of a look at how it happens here at the Fairbury Speedway. When we get into the consolation events a little bit later on, we'll go back out there and show you how much the track has changed from the very first heat race that we just went around in to what it's going to look like in the consi, because after time trials, the track is not re-groomed for the rest of the night. So they go all the way, they get a fresh racetrack to work with in time trials, and then it carries over throughout the rest of the night. Heat race number 2 is on the racetrack. Here's how they're going to line up. Starting on the pole aboard car number 78 out of Cedar Willie, Washington is Jack Clevenger in the number 78. Starting his outside in the RK Automotive ride, that is Ryan Beagle, the big dog out of Victoria, Ontario. Row 2 to the inside. Aboard car number 51, that is Jonathan Short out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, the Kreitz Racing Coast to Coast Sim Racing Team. Galen's Homemade Popcorn, number 51. Starting to his outside in car number 57 is going to be Jordan Hack out of Grand Forks, Nebraska. Did I get that? No, Grand Island, Nebraska. There we go. Row number 3 to the inside is going to be car number 157. That's Jesse Bandy. Bandy out of Rochester, Minnesota, the Vanderbilt Race Cars ride. Actually, he was starting alongside Jonathan Short, excuse me. It's Jordan Hack and Terry Landis out of Marietta, California, starting in row 3. Row 4 is going to be Greg Boydell aboard car number 14 out of Hamilton, Ontario, starting alongside the 90 of Jeff Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick comes to us out of Blaine, Minnesota in the Wagaman Brothers 02 Designs, sponsored number 90. Clevenger and Beagle bring us to green off turn number 4. Green flag is in the air and we're racing here with our very second heat race of the night. As they make a little bit of contact there between Clevenger and Short. Oh, Fitzpatrick upside down in a big way over there in turn number 3. He's going to land on his side and have to request the tow back to the pit area. As they're now racing through turns 3 and 4. One car heavy into the fence. I think that was Hack in the 57. 8 laps the distance, and they will rip off quick here as we're doing 11 to 12 second laps here at the Fairbury Speedway. Top 4 cars were inverted for the start of the race. We take the top 4 finishers to tonight's A main. Right now watching the battle for third, that is between Short, Clevenger, and right now on the outside looking in with a new paint scheme here for these last 2 races, that is the 661 of Terry Landis. So all you who trying to chug it up here on the top side, trying to close in on Clevenger, not able to do so here just yet as it is Beagle out front. So the driver out of Victoria, Ontario, Canada leads Jesse Bandy. Bandy, the 157, trying to chase him down here in the Vanderbilt Race Cars, Wagaman Brothers sponsored 157. Checkered flag coming out this time by off turn number 4, and it's going to be for Ryan Beagle. Beagle gets the win. Bandy's in there for 2. Jonathan Short will finish 3, and Jack Clevenger will take the 4th and final transfer spot to tonight's feature. So just like that, not even 10 minutes into the coverage tonight, we've got our first 2 heat races in the books for you. Heat race number 3 going to line up. Let's go ahead and tell you how they're going to start. Going away from the pole out of Aylett, Virginia, it is the driver they call the Aylett Outlaw, the Kreitz Racing Coast to Coast Racing Sim Team, Galen's Homemade Popcorn sponsored 07, that is Preston Cranmer. Starting to his outside, new driver on board with Parabellum Motorsports in the Velocity Race Design sponsored number 35 out of Cambridge, Ontario. That is Connor Ross. Row 2 to the inside. In the Parabellum Motorsports, number 47, it's the Michigan Madman. That's Garrett Pepiot. And starting to his outside, fast time trialer of the group, aboard car number 71. Driver hails out of St. Louis, Missouri, the Cruise Shop sponsored ride out of the Parabellum Motorsports camp for John Hine. Stephen Goldner will start in position number 5 in car number 30 out of Aylmer, Ontario, starting alongside car number 7, past winner here with the GForce Racing League, that's Shane Kelly. Joe Backus and Matt Ramsey out of Fresno, California will make up your final starting row. Stephen Goldner serving an end-of-line penalty, a penalty that carried over from last week's race at the Eldora Speedway. And we are green flag racing here with heat race number 3. Again, top 4 transfer to the main. They're still all tucked into line, 2 by 2 by 2. Pepe had thought about making it 3 wide, but couldn't get the run off the corner. As it is Connor Ross, the youngster out of Cambridge, Ontario, showing the way. He has been really putting, oh, look out, contact! Hine got into the back of the 07 of Cranmer, and Cranmer goes around. And you're gonna see that a lot more here tonight. Again, this is a very tight racetrack. Things happen very fast here at Fairbury. We saw it in the Raiders race tonight. We saw it in the Rebels race tonight. Before going with our live broadcast here for the Renegades, as you see Hine get up into the fence, Hine is just simply out of his rhythm right now. He gets a slider there from Shane Kelly. This is the battle for the final transfer spot. Right now, John Hine out of St. Louis, Missouri has it, but Shane Kelly is coming after him hard for it. Down to put lap number 7, make it 6 on the board, 2 to go. And now Pepe really closing in on his teammate Connor Ross. White flag is out this time by, oh look out, Ross got sideways. Pepe backs off the gas, gonna go after the slider. No, he's gonna stick it down on the inside. Ross drives around the outside of him and Ross will get the win. Second across the line will be Garrett Pepe at Stephen Goldner. Rallies from 8th to finish 3rd. That'll put him in the big show. And John Hine will round out your top 4 transfer cars. So Hine able to rally back after having some problems early on. Shane Kelly, Joe Backus, Matt Ramsey, Preston Cranmer will all have to go through tonight's alphabet soup. 4th and final heat race of the night, gridding up here on the front straightaway. Let's go ahead and tell you how they're going to line up. Going away from the pole out of Fostoria, Ohio. It's the Finsel Motorsports F1, and he's got all sorts of new partners on board here. The Finsel Motorsports Slammers Sports Bar. B-Fins iRacing Paints, Linder Speed Equipment F1. That is Braden Finsel, starting to his outside. Aboard car number 23, that is Scotty Edwards. Scotty Edwards in car 23 out of Kansas City, Missouri, the Radine Racing Sim Racing Concepts ride. Row 2 to the inside. Driver out of Bixby, Oklahoma. Dirt-modified driver in his own right out in the state of Oklahoma. That is Brennan Lacey starting to his outside. In car number 23, transferred out of the Rebels race, that is Justin Stoles. Justin Stoles out of Falcon, Colorado. Row 3 to the inside. It'll be Fastlane Snook aboard car number 123. The youngster will take it away from position number 5, starting to his outside. Corey Kusler in car number 126. And Kusler, one of the other drivers that transferred out of the Rebels race tonight. Derek Moore in car number 91 out of Welland, Ontario, the Rose City Rocket. Will start alongside car number 87. That's Andy Patton, and I believe Andy Patton is actually officiating this race here tonight. So that'll give us 7 cars here for heat race number 4, and we are off and running. Scotty Edwards takes the early lead here aboard car number 23. Oh, he got a little out of shape there. Oh, I think, was that Finsel? Or, no, I think that was Brennan Lacey that got sideways. He's going to fall all the way to the back of the pack, and he's going to have a long road to hoe to make the A-main tonight. As we watch your top 4 cars under a blanket off turn number 4. Some true bull ring racing for you here tonight. Scotty Edwards out front. Oh, Edwards got into the fence. Finsel got into Edwards. They straighten it back up and they race on. You're going to see that tonight. You're going to see a lot more contact than what you're used to seeing. Just because of the bull ring nature of this race course. As Finsel takes over the race lead here with 3 to go, he'll swing it into turn number 3. Puts that right rear on the cushion and look at him work it off of turn number 4. Now you'll ride on board here down through turns 1 and 2. That is the 23 of Stoles as he'll slide it up in that Vanderpool Racing number 23. Driver out of Falcon, Colorado, but up front at the white flag here is Braden Finsel. Finsel, the first king of the Ohsweken Outlaws before they were rebranded as the GForce Racing League. Braden Finsel will win heat race number 4. Justin Stoles will bring it home in position number 2. Scotty Edwards and Lane Snook will be your final transfer cars here out of heat race number 4. So, consolation events, alphabet soup coming at you. And we're going to take the 3-9 Productions, Turn 5 Media, GForce TV sponsored ride out here in this D main. So we're going to be taking 4 cars out of this one. 4 cars will transfer out of this to our next event here in the Alphabet Soup. Let's tell you how they're going to line up here as you get an awesome overhead shot here with the 3-9 aerial media drone cam overlooking Fairbury Speedway. Starting on the pole here is going to be Barry Goldner aboard car number 36, starting alongside Jordan Hack in the 57. Matthew Ramsey out of Fresno, California will start alongside Brendan Lacey in car number 97 out of Bixby, Oklahoma. Ross Carinta, Jeff Fitzpatrick will make up row number 3. And out back on the pack here will be the 07 of Preston Cranmer out of Aylett, Virginia. Driver who now rides for the Kreitz Racing Coast to Coast Racing Sim Team. New partnership put together here in the last couple of weeks with the famous Donnie Kreitz Racing Team. And you're going to ride on board with us here as we get ready to come to the green flag, this time off turn 4. And you're going to see just how much this racetrack has changed. And boy, it is slippery. Look at this dark line that we're going to follow up on the top side. It is very slippery already. As we work it down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4, you try and let it slide up to that cushion if you can, but there's a fine line up there. And now look at the dust that you see as we get sideways off the corner. Look at these top 7 cars battling for the top spot here in this first event of the Alphabet Soup tonight. As we've got contact, Matthew Ramsey's got to gather it back in down on the inside lane. He's right now on the outside looking in, taking over the lead in the top spot is Carinta in the 10. What a battle up here in our first event of the Alphabet Soup tonight. As it is Carinta out front, Barry Goldner running in the 2 spot. Jordan Hack is right there. Preston Cranmer's there, and Brennan Lacey there as well. Wow, look at these guys working it off the corner. Cranmer's found the line down on the bottom. As they've got contact back there, and that opens up the door for Jeff Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick, oh, he caught a wheel from the 36 of Goldner. Lacey's upside down. Jordan Hack got involved in that one. So Carinta leads, Cranmer runs 2, Barry Goldner runs 3. And right now your final transfer car as they run would be Matthew Ramsey, the 45. Let's ride on board here with Preston Cranmer as he takes it down to the inside. Really actually running the middle, not the inside lane, as they take the white flag that time by. Carinta will try to ride the momentum on the top side, but it is Cranmer down the bottom. He'll bring it through the middle of turns 3 and 4, picking up the win. Here in our first event of the Alphabet Soup is going to be Preston Cranmer. Second across the line will be Ross Carinta. So Cranmer wins the C main here tonight. Carinta will finish in 2, Barry Goldner is 3, and Matthew Ramsey will transfer to tonight's B main. And that leaves out some top talent here out of this C main tonight. Jordan Hack out of Grand Island, Nebraska, Jeff Fitzpatrick, the 90, and Brennan Lacey out of Bixby, Oklahoma will not go to the B tonight. So a tough break for all of those guys. That'll bring us up to our B main, and we've got 12 cars that will take the green flag. 4 of them will go home. So we will take the top 8 transfers out of this B main to make it into the big show tonight. Jeffrey Barker, Terry Landis will take it away from row 1. Shane Kelly, Derek Moore will make up row 2. Donovan Ross, Greg Boydell will make up row 3. Row 4 will be Joe Backus and Corey Kusler. Preston Cranmer, Ross Carinta come out of the C main along with Barry Goldner and Matthew Ramsey. So we've got some folks chiming in here on the YouTube page. We appreciate your support here tonight as we give you a couple different angles out of a heat race in the C main here tonight. Trying to explain this new racetrack that we're at here at the Fairbury Speedway. Coming to green off turn number 4. Landis gets the jump at the drop of the gas, but look out, he's sideways. Couple of cars getting involved there. Now that'll shake out at the front of the pack here. Barker's gonna lead. Donovan Ross, Shane Kelly right there with him. Those are your top 3 cars as you see this track really starting to collect the dust now. As we watch Corey Kusler, Ross Carinta right now running in 4 and 5. 6th is Greg Boydell. 7th is Preston Cranmer and Terry Landis. Right now holding on to that final transfer spot. And he is starting to get some pressure from behind as Boydell now slides back to 8th, and now Boydell's caught on the fence. He is literally frame rail deep on top of the concrete fence. Tough break there for Greg Boydell. That's gonna put him out of it here. And that's gonna move Matthew Ramsey up into a qualifying position. As these guys battle for 3rd, right now Ramsey well ahead of the 9th place car. So as long as Ramsey can keep it on all 4 tires and keep it straight, it looks like he'll be pretty good to go here to go to the A main as you watch Donovan Ross. Shane Kelly, Kusler now running in 3. Jeffrey Barker has slid back just a little bit. Brad, let's dial up the onboard here with Terry Landis as he's working the bottom lane, and you're going to hear just how careful he's got to be on that gas pedal. Nice and easy with it. Oh, let's listen to it. Like a maestro at the orchestra. Oh, that is sweet. Nice and easy there. As you see Kusler get into a tire, Landis is going to take away the 3rd spot. And it is Donovan Ross out front aboard car number 5. Ross will bring it off turn number 4, and Ross will bring home the checkered flag in tonight's B main. Shane Kelly comes home in 2, Terry Landis 3, Corey Kusler 4, Jeffrey Barker 5, Ross Carinta 6, Preston Cranmer will come home 7th, and Matthew Ramsey will take the 4th and final transfer spot here tonight. Not making it out of tonight's B main is going to be Barry Goldner, Derek Moore, Joe Backus, and Greg Boydell. So, warm-up session will make it out onto the racetrack next, as this will be these drivers' final opportunity to make any adjustments on their cars that they would like to make before tonight's 40-lap A main. While we do that, we'll take this opportunity to tell you about some of the great folks here that help make it happen to put on this great production here. And of course, we want to thank Strickland's GM, located in Brantford, Ontario, Canada. Strickland's GM, the presenting sponsor of the Renegades division here for our spring series season. Stop up and see Rick Scott and all the fine folks at Strickland's GM. Strickland's GM is back open for business. They had to take some time off with all of the COVID-19 precautions that was taking place, not only in the States, but in Canada as well. But they are back to doing what they do best, and that's putting race fans and all of our friends and family in a great GM ride. Be sure to stop and see them up in Brantford, Ontario, Canada. So you get a great look here overhead as we get prepared for tonight's 40-lap A main. And I expect that we will see several yellow flags. It is a bull ring racetrack here tonight, so we expect, that the gloves are going to be off tonight. Tempers are going to run short. This racetrack is just a 1/4 mile in length. I think the smallest racetrack that we run on is a 4/10 mile. So this is by far the smallest track that the GForce Racing League has come to. So let's check in. We've got Mike checking in with us tonight here on the YouTube page. Appreciating the views and the broadcast here tonight. We appreciate that, Mike. Thanks for stopping in. We've also got Michael checking in on Connor Ross. Connor Ross got a fan here watching tonight on the YouTube page. If you're watching us here on YouTube, do us a favor and go over and hit that subscribe button. Go to youtube.com/GForce TV, hit on that subscribe button. And then when you hit the subscribe button, you've got the little bell icon. You can click on that as well. Up session, got about 1:30 left here before we get gridded up here for tonight's A main. As you get a look from the cushion, actually I think that's a nice view right on top of the wall actually. And if I'm not mistaken, boy, that's that looks like turn 4. Looks like a great view there off of the 4th turn. Now you're gonna see a lot of guys that right in that area, right in the center of your screen, guys that try to go into the corner and pull a slider. You're gonna see a lot of contact there when these drivers try to do those sliders. And usually right about in where that car just come through the picture is where these guys have some trouble. Now, if you go and you jump the cushion in turn 4, you're gonna about land where our turn 4 cam sits as we watch the action here in the warm-up session. And that will do it for tonight's warm-up session. That'll bring us to the A-Main starting lineup. And folks, don't forget, next Monday night, championship night, brought to you by Whispering Pines Getaway. Airbnb will be the presenting sponsor of championship night for our Spring Series season at the Volusia Speedway Park. That's coming up next Monday night, May 18th. Live coverage will start just after 9:45 p.m. We will come in at the end of time trials and then guide you through the entire night's action right here on GForce TV. Trevor Graybow will take it away from the pole here tonight. Aboard car number 110, starting alongside the 84 of Ryan Beagle. Row number 2 tonight will be Connor Ross out of Cambridge, Ontario, Canada, starting alongside the driver out of Astoria, Ohio. That's Braden Fensel. Alex Hanna transferred out of the Rebels race here tonight. He'll start alongside Jesse Bandy in car number 157 out of the Bandybuilt Race Cars camp. Garrett Papiet, the Michigan Madman, will start alongside Justin Stolz, who transferred out of the Rebels race here tonight as well. Kyle Moonen out of Lima, Ohio, will start alongside Jonathan Short out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. Stephen Goldner will start alongside Scotty Edwards in row number 6. Row 7 will be Kevin Fry out of Burleson, Texas, starting alongside the driver out of Cedro, Willie, Washington. That is Jack Clevenger. John Hine out of St. Louis, Missouri, will start alongside Fastlane Snook in the 123. Donovan Ross out of Burlington, Washington, will start alongside Shane Kelly in row number 9. Row 10 will be Terry Landis and Corey Kusler. Row 11 tonight will be Jeffrey Barker and Ross Carinta. Preston Cranmer and Matthew Ramsey will make up your 12th and final row for tonight's feature event. White flag coming out this time. No, excuse me, green flag coming out this time. We are green flag racing here at the Fairbury Speedway. Boy, the pace laps go quick here. Quarter-mile track here at the Fairbury Speedway. And we are racing here. Lap number 1 goes in the books, and it is Ryan Beagle. Beagles shows the way as they work it down the back straightaway. Grab out right there in the 2 spot. Settling into the 3rd position is Jesse Bandy, the 157. Everybody going to the top side in the top 5. Then you've got a couple of guys that are trying to venture out down on the bottom. We have been clean and green so far here. As now we get a little bit of contact on the back straightaway. Yellow lights are on. Justin Stolz involved in that one, and he has got pretty significant damage on the 23. Garrett Papiet got involved as well in the 47. It looks like he's lost the front nose wing on that machine. Pretty heavy contact on the front end of the 47. And Papiet will have to take it pit side to use his one and only fast repair. So that all happened on the middle of the back straightaway as Justin Stolz got caught up with another car. I didn't quite see how it started, but I could see the brightly painted 23 car got sideways and got hit by 2 or 3 cars on the way by. Brad Ovens with a great look for us here as Stolz, oh, there was 2 incidents on the same straightaway. I think that was Kevin Fry that got turned around. I think Fry had some help from behind. And then just got collected up as we get ready to go back to the green, this time off turn number 4. Green lights are back on, and as Ryan Beagle back to the front as he'll lead them down the back straightaway. Beagle will let it drift all the way out to the cushion and get a nice run off turn 4. Everybody working the top lane. The first car that's kind of pulled out of line there is Connor Ross in the 35. Ross trying to make it work through the middle, and boy, you can see just how shiny this racetrack is top to bottom right now. As Alex Hanna got up into the fence last time by in turns 1 and 2. Ross tried to take advantage but couldn't do it. You're right on board here with Connor Ross down the back straightaway. New driver to the Parabellum Motorsports team, and now Hill will try to ride the outside line as Hanna went down to the bottom, and Brad just pointed out to us, Ross lost the front wing at some point in this race. And okay, it was Ross that bounced off the wall. I'm not sure if that's what took the front wing off or not. But that actually may not hurt him that bad. as slick as this racetrack is, it's going to tighten the car up, especially on entry. And you can see him fight that wheel. Let's watch him down into turn number 3. Watch how much wheel input he had to turn right there, or turn left, to get that car to enter. That's because he doesn't have that front wing to really plant the front end. And oh, now Ross is up into the fence, and he'll wall ride it off turn 2. He lands on the side wing, gets contact from another car, and we're under the second yellow flag of the night. And a tough break there for Connor Ross, who was really making it work without that front wing, but got just a little tight going into turn 1. Got the right side tires into the concrete, and it jumped right up on the fence on him. And when he came down and landed, it landed on the left side of the car. Another driver down for his quick repair. I believe that was Kevin Fry. Working yellow here on lap number 16. Let's watch the overhead cam here up on the roof as you watch Connor Ross get up, got over the cushion, got the right side tires into the concrete fence, and that was it from there. Ross had to get towed back to the pit area, so that's going to be anywhere from 1:45 to 2 minutes for him to get towed back. Then he has to have the quick repair happen, and in the meantime, he's going to lose several spots here as yellow flag laps do count here in this event tonight. So coming back to green, and it's Beagle with another one of those Ryan Beagle-esque restarts. He'll take the APC Auto Parts number 84 through turns 1 and 2. Down the back stretch and into turn number 3 with the lead. Trevor Graybow logging laps right now in position number 2. In the Vanderbilt race cars, number 110, as he'll now close in just a little bit here on the 84 of Ryan Beagle. You're right on board with him. You can see just how rough this racetrack is getting. Lots of bumps on the top side over there in turns 1 and 2. Graybow getting a great run here on Beagle through 1 and 2. Into turn number 3, it's still Beagle. Graybow right there behind him, about a car length behind him. Could not make it work that time, but he'll go at him again here in turns 1 and 2. Jesse Bandy holding on to position number 3. Bandy just wants to have a good solid piece for the end of this race, as we're now 26 laps on the board and 14 to go. They will start coming up on some lap traffic, but they'll get saved by the yellow flag, and Beagle into the fence. Scotty Edwards is upside down in car 23, trying to get it tipped upside down, but could not get it tipped back over. And yeah, Brian Beagle, watch this as they come down and got the yellow flag. Beagle with a big shot. Watch the slow-mo. Gets the right rear into the fence. It sucks the front end of the car into the concrete. And we'll have to see if that has any effect on Beagle when we get ready to go back green flag racing, as Brad Ovens with some just killer shots from that turn 4 cam. So keep an eye on the 84, as he made pretty good contact there in turns 3 and 4 just as the yellow flag came out. Graybow running in the 2 spot, Bandy running in 3rd, Alex Hanna, a very impressive performance here tonight. Transferred, I think Hanna may have even transferred from the Raiders race to the Rebels race. And here to the Renegades tonight. Steven Goldner started 11th. He's up to 5th. As we get ready to come back green, this time off turn number 4. Beagle brings it to the pylon. Back underway off turn 4, and it is Beagle who will take it to the top side in turns 1 and 2. I have a feeling we're going to see Ryan Beagle really go into conservative mode here and not really test the edge on that outside line unless Graybow starts to make a move. Beagle got into the fence once. He doesn't want to do it again with the race lead. And now he just caught it that time on the front straightaway. No harm, no foul, but we're back under yellow. Yellow lights come back on for, I believe, the 4th time tonight. And if you had gone into the early portion of this race and told me that caution flag number 4 would have come out on lap 34, I probably would have told you you were crazy. We expected there to be a lot of caution flag laps here tonight, and we've seen some of that, but I don't think nearly as much as some may have predicted here when you put 24 cars on a quarter-mile racetrack here at the Fairbury Speedway. Taking a peek here at YouTube. Got a couple of guys bummed out here for Connor Ross, who had a good run going in the top 5 earlier tonight. So here we go. Pace truck pulls off. Ryan Beagle will bring us back to the green with 3 laps to go. Green lights are on. Beagle leads them off turn number 4 with a great restart, but Grabow got a great restart as well. And Grabow is there. He got into the tail tank off turn number 2, and Beagle starts to drive away. Beagle brings it off at turn 4. Popsicle sticks in the air. 2 to go for the big dog. The big dog loves himself a slick racetrack, and he's going to bring it around to the white flag this time. Does Trevor Grabow have anything for him? Grabow got a little bit tight off turn 4 and allowed Beagle to pull away. And I think that's going to do it here for Ryan Beagle, as Grabow's not even close enough to make it a slide job. Oh, but Beagle caught the fence in turn 4, but he'll hold on for the win. Ryan Beagle wins at Fairbury. Second across the line was the 110 of Trevor Grabow. Jesse Vandy will come home 3rd. Stephen Goldner 4th, and Alex Hanna will round out the top 5 here tonight at Fairbury. So, man, Beagle really making a nervous effort there at the end as he almost caught the concrete there on that final lap. You see your full finishing order. Scroll through the screen and we will work on talking to your top 3 finishers here tonight. As we will get everybody sorted out here. Drivers are going to get unstrapped out of their cars. All right, looks like we've got our top 3 here. We'll work on getting the word here first with our 3rd place finisher tonight, Jesse Vandy. And we'll bring Jesse into the broadcast booth here. And Jesse, great effort here tonight to come home with a top 3 effort. Started 6th, clawed your way up to 3rd, and really stayed there throughout the race tonight.
Yeah, I think we had a better car than 3rd, just didn't have anywhere to go. Passing's pretty tough. Wasn't worth risking taking out my teammate in 2nd or people behind me, so we just kind of rode it out and waited to see if something happened.
A lot of people kind of wondered what we were going to see tonight with this first race at the Fairbury Speedway for the GForce Racing League. What was your thoughts on it tonight?
I thought it went way better than anticipated, like you're saying. I was expecting a whole lot more yellows. I thought it was pretty good overall.
What was the trickiest part about getting around this quarter mile here tonight?
Definitely throttle control, just keeping the car underneath you was the biggest thing, and just being patient.
There at the end, we saw your teammate Trevor try to make a run there at Beagle, but boy, it is just so hard to keep that concentration and that throttle control all throughout these 40 laps. And Beagle showed tonight why he is just a slick track master.
Oh yeah, we knew too if whoever got out front was going to have a huge advantage. I mean, you just had to be smooth and like I say, passing was next to none. It was pretty tough to pass, but it was a good race. It was fun.
Question for you. We saw it on our cameras tonight. It looked like it kicked up a little bit of dust there in the A-main. How was visibility tonight?
Yeah, I used quite a few tear-offs. I'd say probably more than normal. It was definitely dusty.
All right, man. Well, a great effort for you tonight to come home with a top 3. Tell us about all those great partners and marketing partners to make it happen for you.
Well, Bandyville Race Cars, bio.com, Wiggum Brothers, and everybody at Bandyville Racing. I mean, Brandon, Fitzy, Moonin, Trevor, and learned a lot from Tim Ryan with VRS and working with Tim. And I've learned more from that than anybody or anyone. So it's been good. Hello.
All right, there's Jesse Bandy, who will finish in position number 3 here tonight. Next up, we'll bring Trevor Grabow in the 110 here into the booth. Trevor, congratulations on a second-place effort tonight. Tell us about those last 3 laps there under green on that final restart.
I was nervous. Very, very, very nervous. I was pushing a little too hard, spun the tires on the restart, got into the wall, but still managed to stay in second place.
I imagine your eyes got pretty big when Ryan caught the concrete in 4 there coming to the checkered.
I was kind of surprised. If I went to hit the wall coming out of 2, I think it would have been an interesting finish, but all in all, not too bad for definitely our first short track in this league anyway.
Yeah, definitely. I asked Jesse about that. Tell me about your thoughts about Fairbury Speedway tonight.
Fairbury is interesting. It pretty much is never going to be on the bottom. It's always going to be on the top, from what I've seen anyway, from our races. I was honestly expecting it to be a little bit more slick. I mean, it was slick, don't get me wrong, but there was still a little bit of traction if you hit the cushion right. So if you hit it wrong, you're going into the wall. I was just shocked to have no instant points after tonight, but it's a very interesting track.
That's a real good night here at Fairbury.
Yeah, it's a very good night. I am very impressed.
Next week, we go to Volusia Speedway Park for championship night, sponsored by Whispering Pines Getaway Airbnb. Tell me about what you look forward to at Volusia.
Yeah, I definitely look forward to Volusia. It's a nice open track. It always ends up being pretty good racing. But definitely championship night. I think me and Brandon are in a little bit of a points battle. I think he's still ahead of me after the drop weeks, but looking forward to slinging some dirt with him next week.
Awesome, man. Well, we can't wait to see it. Tell us about all the folks that helped make it happen for the 110 machine.
Yeah, I just want to thank Brandon Schultz, Jesse Bandy, Jeff Fitzpatrick, and Kyle Moonin. We all come together, have some good sets going. Obviously, Fairbury, we really didn't look forward to it, but we definitely put some laps down and got some stuff figured out. You know, Jesse finished 3rd, and it was a pretty good night for BBR.
Absolutely, it was, man. We look forward to seeing you down at Volusia.
Definitely. Thank you, guys.
All right, there's Trevor Grabow, comes home in position number 2 tonight. And as we like to do, and boy, we seem to get to do it quite often, Ryan Beagle, how surprised are you tonight?
Very surprised. I got out of my comfort zone and ran the top. But I guess that's about your only option here. So
it is, and you know, as slick as the track got tonight, it doesn't surprise me to see you up here on the top of the podium. But at the same time, I feel like a lot of places that you excel at on those slick tracks are some of the bigger sweeping half-mile type tracks where you've got to have momentum and you've got to be smooth and you got to be able to run all over the place. But tonight, man, this track, I mean, I ran the Rebels race earlier tonight. My arms were whooped after that.
Yeah. I turned my force feedback down tonight. I didn't want to have to break a sweat tonight, but no, it's I got lucky there with the heat race and starting outside pole. That's, if you didn't start out front tonight, you're gonna have a rough night. But
and then you got the same in the feature to be able to start up front here tonight as well.
Yep. Yeah, we had to work in the Rebels race there. I think we started 15th, and just barely got the transfer spot, but we made it a little easier on ourselves here in the Renegades feature.
Absolutely. I mean, we've seen you come from the back of the pack before. Now, I've asked the other drivers here in the top 3 about their impressions of the quarter-mile Fairbury Speedway. What are your impressions after? I mean, I'm sure you've got good impressions after winning the race, but
Yeah.
just in general, high level for the fans watching tonight.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I don't think I've concentrated this much in a while, but I'd like to see here or Limaland maybe next season. Maybe put both of them on the schedule. I don't know. I don't know how good the race was to watch, but from my point of view, it wasn't that bad.
Absolutely, brother. Hey, before we talk about the sponsors and whatnot, I got to bring up 2 incidents that, as the announcer got me standing up in my chair a little bit. You caught the concrete a couple times there. Once on the final lap, that had to make you a little nervous.
Yeah, I don't know what I was trying to get all I could get out of it. So, and then I think the other time probably was we caught lap traffic. I'm not sure who it was, but they got crossed up right in front of me, and I think I used the most brakes I've used in a long time. But,
well, man, it certainly worked out for you tonight.
Yep, no, it was a good night.
Tell us about all the folks that helped make it happen for you, man. Great job.
Thanks. I got to thank RK Automotive, APC Auto Parts, Thompson Landscape Supply, and Stephen Goldman Racing, I guess. Where did he finish tonight? 4th?
Yeah.
I'll have to give him a hard time.
Oh, I think so.
He's been beating me every Friday night, so we're going to have to give him a hard time for tonight.
Yeah, he's been tearing it up on Fridays, so it's got to be nice to see the big dog take one back.
Yep, we got one on him tonight.
All right, buddy. Hey, enjoy the bragging rights until Friday.
Yeah, that's about as far as it'll go.
Yeah. All right, folks. There's your winner, your race winner tonight, Ryan Beagle. And I'm telling you, man, it's nice to see a guy like Ryan pick up a victory here tonight. One of the nicest guys on the series. And, for any of you that are watching here on GForce TV tonight, and we get this question all the time, how do I get involved? How do I do this iRacing thing? Well, let me tell you, it's as simple as a laptop that is powerful enough to run the program, a steering wheel and pedals, and you don't have to have a $40,000 rig to be able to do it. Our race winner tonight has got the laptop, he's got the wheel and pedals, and his most comfortable place to race is right at the kitchen table. I mean, that's just how easy it is to get involved and do this stuff. If you'd like to learn more, find out how to be involved here with the GForce Racing League, visit us on our website, gforcerl.com. That's gforcerl.com. Also, visit us on Facebook at GForce Racing Leagues on Facebook. We want to send a big shout out to our presenting sponsor here tonight, Strickland's GM, located in Brantford, Ontario, Canada. If you're in the market for new Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, or Cadillac, Strickland's is back open for business and ready to serve you and get you in a new GM ride. Stop up and see Rick Scott and let him know that we sent you there. Well, that's going to do it tonight. Our very first event from the Fairbury Speedway here in Illinois. We appreciate you joining us here for tonight's coverage. We send you off here with Ryan Beagle's final lap around the Fairbury Speedway en route to victory. And boy, was it exciting. He come through turns 3 and 4 on that final lap, and you're going to see it here in just a second, right about there. Got the wall, kept it off the wall, and was able to hold off Trevor Grabow to pick up the win. From Fairbury Speedway, my name is Steve Ovens. On behalf of my executive producer, Brad Ovens, thank you for joining us. We'll see you for championship night next Monday night at 9:45 p.m. Good night, everybody.
This is a copyrighted production of 39 Productions. www.39designcompany.com and may not be rebroadcast, replicated, or saved in any media without the explicit written permission of 39 Productions. The opinions expressed in this programming are those of the host, co-host, and guest, and do not necessarily reflect those of the management and or ownership of either 39 Productions, the advertisers, or our marketing partners.
Introducing GForce TV. GForceTV.net is your new source for action overload. Featuring free live programming year-round and countless hours of on-demand video, GForce TV will be your first stop whenever you want to see the latest and hottest racing action. See live Friday Night Excitement weekly from Washougal Speedway, and watch the stars of tomorrow make a name for themselves during Thursday night's live microsprint racing. GForce TV is also the new home for Rivals Race Chat. Watch weekly as Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross discuss all the hot topics in the world of motorsports. For iRacing fans, GForce TV has you covered with hours of live broadcasting from Rivals and GForce TV racing leagues. GForce TV promises to deliver motorsports, esports, and action sports you want to see, along with talk shows and vlogs to keep you connected to the lifestyle you love. Visit GForceTV.net today to subscribe for free. Sit back, hold on, and feel the G's on GForce TV.